What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl AlleyBenz here. We are back with another video. Today we're going to be recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 14 of season 10, called High and Dry. I know I've been away not doing videos like I'm supposed to, but I did the first episode of this season, and what I'm gonna do is recap this episode and review how I feel about the episode, and then go on and how I feel about everybody on the cast and friends of, as far as how they were from the first episode to where we are right now. So go ahead, sit back and relax, get whatever you need to chill out and hang out with me while we wait while we rewatch, recap, and review this season's episode. Well, Sunday's episode. So the episode kicks back off where it ended last week, with Angel trying to get the story straight about the eviction, where Gizelle is going on about how she knows for sure that Angel was evicted because she has more information on that, but her and Ashley are like, well, it's not our information to tell, so we're not going to say it. Mind you, the information that they have, which Wendy touches on later, is like, has nothing to do with the eviction per se. Like, y'all want to say this girl was evicted from an Airbnb, which you can't be evicted from an Airbnb unless you come back to it and all your stuff put out and the door is locked and they changed everything, and it's like y'all got kicked out because y'all broke the rules. Then the information has nothing to do with that, because that information has to do with them finding and buying a home for them to move into and live in permanently, or bi-coastal, or whatever she wants to say. That has nothing to do with being evicted. And so when Wendy is like, well, I spoke to a realtor and she told me that y'all wanted a $50,000 home for $1,000 a month, everybody is like, first of all, that's absurd, because you can't get that anywhere. Like, Tia was like, you can't even get that in Nebraska. So how you gonna get $1,000 a month for a $50,000 lookalike home in Potomac, Maryland? Like, that don't even make sense. And then when you had your little sit down lunch with Ashley and Gizelle, you were like, it was a $4 million home for $4,000 a month. So the number keeps changing and your story keeps changing. And so they like, well, let's just go in and call the realtor. Angel like, I'm not finna call the realtor because that don't even make sense. My rich ass paid $14,000 a month for that home that we were staying in. It has something to do with everything else. And so when she's trying to explain herself, Stacey was the one that was like, let's call the realtor. Wendy was like, oh, so now you want to call somebody? You didn't want to call TJ when we tried to confront you at the reunion. And Stacey was in her confessional like, well, that has nothing to do with this, because that is a personal issue and this is a business issue. And granted, Stacey, you're right, this is totally different, but at the same time, this is also a personal issue because that's their personal home that they're living in. This isn't nothing to do with like their business and stuff like that, but yeah, it is a business venture. So I get what you were saying. Angel was like, I'm not even trying to get into all that today, because that girl lying on me, if she even did tell Wendy that, because I don't even know why she would say something like that. And Tia agrees, like, what kind of realtor tries to air out people's business and say, oh girl, let me tell you about this person and how much they want to spend on a home. And then Wendy in her confessional was like, well, this realtor is not the only person that has said that. And I'm like, Wendy, didn't you also say that same lunch that you had no interest in Angel and whatever her finances were, but now here you are saying that you know several different people that then said something about this girl and her finances? Make that make sense. Like, do you care or do you not care? Because clearly it's a conversation that y'all continuing to have, even though you say that you don't care about her and everything that she got going on. So if that's the case, why are we still talking about it? Like, if y'all don't care, why do you care if she got evicted or not? Clearly, the girl found somewhere else to stay if she was at Monique book signing. Like, why would she move all the way to Colorado and then fly all the way back for another filming event? Granted, she got it like that so she could, but production would have been like, well, if you finna move, then we don't want to continue filming with you because you've been boring this whole time, right? obviously they got more to show. They want more for her. They want to see more. So clearly she found somewhere else to stay to be there. Even if it was just for filming, she found somewhere else. Even if it was just for filming, she found somewhere else to stay. So it doesn't even matter at this point. Y'all still trying to egg on some other BS that don't nobody even care about. Like that eviction, that junk's so tired because it don't even make sense. And neither does this $1,000 a month for this $50 million home. That don't make sense. Like, girl, you can't even get that in Alabama and Huntsville. So what's you talking about? You really just hating and honestly projecting at this point. So Angel is like, let's just dead all of this and go outside for our mindful moment. And somebody was like, this wasn't the mindful moment. And Monique was like, no, this was a messy moment. And so they trying to go outside or whatever. And Gizelle turns to Stacey and is like, well, how is TJ? And Stacey is like, I don't know, but I can tell you how Timu is. And exactly, like, how is your man, Gizelle? Didn't we establish at the beginning of the season that you got one and that you are dating? How's your dating life? How your kids? How whatever you got going on? Like you, TJ from last season? You wouldn't even bother to ask about Timu, even though that's the person that y'all swear y'all want to meet because he don't want to be around y'all? Okay. So they go outside for their mindful moment, and everybody's sitting on the ground except Angel, and they mad because Angel not sitting on the ground with them. And so they trying to meditate or whatever, do the jazz hands, and Stacey's like, I didn't come here for that. I came here to drink champagne and enjoy Colorado, not be sitting on the floor while Angel looking at us. And then the instructor tells them, let's set an intention for this trip. And Angel was like, well, my intention is to just get to know everybody on a deeper level. And Ashley in her confessional is like, Angel, you've been trying to say you want to get to know us on a deeper level, and yet you still haven't tried to spend any time with us. Which is not true, because Angel has tried to do that at the beginning of the season, like when she went shopping with Gizelle and Tia and Wendy, and then when she went to somewhere else with somebody else. Like, she has tried. I don't think anybody else outside of Kiana or Tia has tried to like talk to this girl. Maybe Stacey, but it's just like, even Stacey don't be trying to like interact with other people in the group besides Wendy. So like, maybe she should just stop saying that and just be like, I'm here, just like Stacey said in her intention, I'm here to be present and to just enjoy everybody. Wendy was like, I'm here to have fun and to just turn up and to just enjoy yourself and have a good time. Ashley was like, thanks for having us here. I want to pull back more layers and to enjoy myself. Tia was like, she want to get to know everybody, blase, blase. We didn't hear Stacey or, no, Stacey said she wanted to be present. We didn't hear what Kiana or Jazzy had to say. And Gizelle was just like, she wants to have a room with a bathroom. Anywhere she can be shady and be mean, she will. And that's why Angel put you in that twin bedroom with no bathroom. Because if you want to have something to complain about, she's going to give you something to complain about. Now, the situation that happens later, that was completely not her fault. Like, I doubt if she knew that y'all was going to complain, that she wouldn't put all y'all in there with no water. If that makes sense. So after all that, they go inside and Gizelle is complaining that she don't want to be in a single twin bedroom with Ashley. Honestly, every time they go to somebody's house, Gizelle always in the worst room. But it's always deserved, because it's always the house of somebody that she don't like and that she been being mean to. So she always ends up in the worst room, which is fair. I mean, stop being mean to people. Maybe they'll treat you better. And so they complaining. She talking about she want to go to a hotel. And then Wendy and Stacey walk up and it's like, so you really finna go? And Ashley's like, well, we about to flush it out. Funny for later, considering they ain't gonna have no water. Then Kiana comes up and it's like high as heck, talking about y'all, the hills have eyes and protect yourself. And Gizelle is like, the hills have eyes with the sound of music. And Wendy is just disinterested. Like, at this point, she don't want to be nice or be friendly with Kiana. She just is like done with her. And every time Stacey tries to laugh at whatever Kiana says, Wendy gives her a look and it's like, don't you be laughing at her. Like, remember, you my friend, and if you don't want to take my side, I'ma switch up on you with Gizelle and Ashley. Which I clocked that, because I'm just like, why can't everybody over here giggling? Like, so Wendy, you you want to be a boss real bad, and it's like you still be bound down to Gizelle. So it's not giving. Then Angel walks up and Gizelle tells her that she need to go take Kay and go lay down because she is like altitude sickness overload right now. And Monique is like, oh, she not staying here either. And she's like, no, but if you miss me, you can FaceTime me via satellite. And everybody laughed. And even Stacey tried to laugh. And Wendy gave her that look again, like, stop trying to laugh at the stuff she say because she's not funny. We don't like her. Mind you, Monique is like, well, how many rooms is your house? And I'm like, why does it matter? So Angel is telling her, we got 6 bedrooms, but clearly me and my husband is in one. I got 2 kids, so they got their own room. That's 3. Kiana and Tia is staying in the other one, and then the other room is being used for Bobby Man Cave. And she like, well, why Gizelle can't stay up in there? And it's like, why would Gizelle stay in Bobby Man Cave? That's weird. I mean, she could sleep with Tia, but she just said she don't want to share a room with nobody. So is it just because you got a room with no bathroom, or do you not want to share a room with nobody, especially with no bathroom? Either way, she's going to find something to complain about, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just looking at Monique like, why are you so pressed about Angel and how she treating Gizelle, knowing that Gizelle has treated you poorly your whole existence on this show? Like, now because y'all buddy, you trying to get Gizelle on the insides with Angel in her house to nitpick and pull apart her marriage because you feel like you had similar experiences with you and your marriage, which is not the same. Because I'm just like, so Monique is trying to equate her marriage to Angel's marriage, and I'm just like, Monique, please stop projecting. Like, I understand you feel some type of way because you're freshly divorced and you want to be able to say, oh, well, I've been in your shoes before and I feel like you doing way too much and your husband not doing enough. And you don't know their situation. Like, it's not fair for you to put that on her, and y'all haven't even sat down and like legit talked and like got to know each other on a deeper level for you to even come out to her and say something like that. Like, that's really weird, and that's really projection, because even Jazzy was like, that I don't like the way you trying to put that on her. Like, as a wag myself, I feel like I don't want nobody trying to say something about my husband and saying that that's just like they ex-husband, knowing that they divorced, and you feel negatively about your husband. Like, no, that's not cool at all. And that's fair. And also, don't be trying to invite somebody to somebody's house. Like, that's weird. Everybody know you're not supposed to bed to spend the night. Like, why do y'all want to stay in the house with Angel husband and her kids, knowing that y'all didn't like staying in the house with Michael and Chris Bassett? Like, no, y'all not finna stay in my home. That's weird. And then Jazzy was like, well, when did Tia and Angel get so close? And Tia's like, well, I got close with Kay, and then I got close with Angel by proxy. Like, that's how we got cool. And Jazzy in her confessional was like, no, actually, Tia's trying to get that first sale because they know Angel and Bobby are millionaires and they looking for $1 million home. Obviously, the connections can be made, but even if that happens, like, that was a genuine connection that they made before she knew anything about Angel's realty issues. Like, Jazzy, you mad because you're not staying at Angel house, which anybody would be mad. The whole Angel not having people at her house it makes sense because her kids are there and her husband there, and obviously it's not enough rooms. Like, it's 6 bedrooms and 3 of the bedrooms took up by the family. So Angel, Kay, and Tia leave, and they're talking about how unprofessional the realtor was, and totally unprofessional, because if it is true that she going around here saying stuff about Angel, first of all, I can sue you for defamation because you over here lying on my name about something that's not true. And if it is, I want to see the receipts. And I hope Wendy brought those receipts to the reunion, because if it was a phone call, then the fraud is who she is, Pam. And if it was a text message, I want to see those text messages. That way, then, yeah, let's call the realtor right here at the reunion and see what she's going to say. But I feel like when it comes to that, Wendy wants to say that Angel should call the realtor because that's her business. But if Angel calls the realtor and she says,
hey, I just talked to this girl that she says that she knows you, and she wants to tell me that you are over here saying that I'm trying to buy a $50 million home for $1,000 a month. I need to know if you told her that and why you over here saying that.
Do you really believe that the girl is going to say,
oh yeah, girl, I told her all of that because I felt this, that, and the third?
No, she's not going to do that. And even if she did do that, That don't make sense. Because the only way she would say something like that and confirm that she said that is if Wendy called her and said,
"Hey girl, I'm just trying to confirm that you had told me that you said Angel was trying to buy a $50 million home for $1,000 a month. Mind you, when I told the other ladies a few weeks ago how much it was, you said that it was $3,000 to $4,000 a month. But I'm mixing the story up because a lie don't know a lie don't care who tell it, and I don't really know what to say because you always forget your lies. Like, oh yeah, girl, I said that to you. Joe. Yeah, girl, I said that to you because, they faking about their money and they don't got a lot of money like they say they do and blah, 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 blah.
The only way she gonna say that is if she say that to Wendy. She not gonna say that to Angel. Why would you confirm a lie, if it is a lie, to the person that you lied on? Why? That don't make sense. Like, that's dumb. Anyways, Monique over here being a pick-me, talking about, I would have called because you're not finna sit here and talk about me and say I'm this and that. And I'm just like, even if I did call, the girl not gonna confirm that junk to Angel. She's not. She's gonna be like, oh no, I didn't say that. She lying on me. Then it's gonna be something with Wendy and the realtor. Did the realtor want a moment and to get on the show so they can bring her in and confirm this or that? Obviously, because why else are we still going on this $3,000, $4,000, now it's $1,000 a month? Who cares? Y'all worry about the wrong thing. Like, y'all say y'all want to get to know this lady, but then every time she comes around, y'all either shading her, ganging up on her, questioning her validity of her marriage, questioning her finances, calling her a catfish. Like, how can she get close and get to know y'all if every time y'all meet her that y'all punching down on her? Like, that don't even make sense. So the ladies are still complaining about the room situation and how Angel not staying at the house with them. And it's fair to be like, dang, well, I want to stay at least in the close proximity, at least in walking distance of where you're gonna be at, because we all want to get together and be together or whatever. And Monique is talking about how the favorite part of girls trips for her is how everybody always come together and have a good time and blase. And I'm like, Monique, the last girls trip you was on was like season 4, and you didn't even get to go out of the country with them because you was pregnant. So when did y'all come together? Like, what girls trip are you talking about where y'all had a really good old time in pajamas and having girl talk that y'all really like? What was that, season 3? Like, come on now. And even then, when they be having their girls trips and they in their pajamas, they accusing Wendy of having a lack of substance and her husband cheating on her, and that's why she got her body done. They saying Candace is a menace and she deserved to get salad tossed in her face. They say they kicking Wendy out of the Airbnb because Bia had assaulted her, and they eating Subway sandwiches. Like, these girls trips be whack, even when they go out the country. Like, they be whack. So I don't understand what you talking about. But even then, I get the nuance of, well, it's a girls trip. We should all be staying in walking distance of each other. That way we can come and go and can like link up in the middle of the night and talk mess and have a ponderosa after what just happened, because you want to recap and decompress after the night. Like in Nevis, when Wendy and Gizelle and Ashley was calling Angel a catfish, they went to Gizelle's villa and had a conversation and was drinking or whatever. Then Gizelle kicked them out, and Angel went back and had a conversation with Kay. Like, it was able for everybody to do this, that, and the third because they was all so close. So that I get, and I wish that Angel would have put a little bit more thought into it. I get you want to be at home with your kids, but at the same time, like, this is just a repeat of when the season 5 girls trip, when they went to Monique Lake House and Ashley wanted to bring her son real bad, and Wendy was mad because she wanted to bring her child, and Wendy was like, well, I had a hard birth, so I would have wanted my child to be here too if I would have known kids could be here. And everybody was like, well, kids don't really need to be here, she just still breastfeeding. So it all is just a lot, because it's just like, I get it, you want to be around your kids, but at the same time, this is a girls trip, and so you need to plan this girls trip around Bobby being at home with those kids and you being able to be in walking distance, sleeping with these women. Like, even if y'all got like cabins in the woods and connecting cabins, like, it would have been nicer had y'all all been together. So Angel, Tia, and Kiana get to Angel's estate, and it is gorgeous. Like, it's truly an award-winning home. Like, that junk was beautiful. She said it was 36 acres, 6 bedrooms. Honestly, I feel like with 36 acres, you can have a guest house or 2 or 3, or at least go ahead and build on to the house and add 3 more bedrooms, especially when you be like family love coming and staying out there with y'all. You do need more than 2 bedrooms for guests and stuff. Anyways, the house is beautiful. They both got their own bathrooms and whatnot. And then we go back to the other women, and they're still complaining that the house is... Honestly, they complaining that they not all under one roof. Gizelle is complaining that she don't got her own bathroom, which can be understandable for an elder woman. You know, they gotta go when they gotta go. It's understandable for Gizelle to want her own bathroom because as an elder woman, you gonna have to go to the bathroom like multiple times a day. So that makes sense. But like Ashley over here talking about I poop 3 times a day, and Wendy's like, I poop twice. And I'm like, I don't really care about how many times y'all poop a day because that is disgusting and y'all not white. So leave that to them. That is gross. We don't want to hear about that. So Wendy is like, y'all, this has to be top 1 worst trip because Gizelle don't got her own bathroom and Angel is not sleeping in the same house with us. And I'm like, you don't even like Angel or Kiana. So why do you care if they sleeping in the same house with you? Like, are you upset that Tia's gone? Even though that you don't really be talking to Tia either? Like, how is this top 1 worst trip when Mia had assaulted you in Miami and said that you was broke then, questioning if you really wanted to do business with Peter Fraud Thomas, and then had got you kicked out of the Airbnb and you had to go stay at the Motel Hotel Holiday Inn? Or the girls trip in season 6 when Robin and Gizelle was saying that you lack substance and that's why you had to go get your body done to keep your husband pleased at home because they was trying to insinuate that you had got cheated on. Or the girls trip in season 5, which was your first girls trip, and your friend Candace was going back and forth with Ashley because Ashley was a character witness for Monique, who you trying to be buddy with now, had assaulted your friend Candace, and you had told her that she was a plight to black women and that she made black women look bad because she had knocked Candace upside the head. And they was going back and forth and your friend was crying. Or when y'all went to Houston and was playing chicken shit bingo and Ashley had y'all knee deep in chicken shit. Like, tell me, how is this top 1 worst trip? Because the 2 girls that you don't care for the most out of the group not staying in the same house with y'all, so y'all can dog them out all night and be like, you sadness and madness. So Angel's setting up for her welcome party for the ladies at her house where they gonna be eating smoke fire food and a whole Angel had a great spread. I honestly need this girl back because I need to see more food that Angel gonna put out for us, because compared to that 8-piece family meal at Popeyes that was picked through and the kids had a piece before they got there because they knew that they wasn't gonna be able to eat everybody food, or the raisins in the potato salad, the Trump plates, the catfish that was dried out, the mac and cheese that Jazzy brought that she was late with. Like, honestly, that's why they said Jazzy had the best thing, because Jazzy's the only one that probably took time, and that's why she was late, because she still had to fix up her mac and cheese because she actually cared about presenting some food for people to consume. But nobody else wanted to do that. So when we see somebody like Angel doing something like that, we be like, dang, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been wanting to see. Not only luxury, but actual food that people is supposed to be feeding y'all that they can actually eat and not just pick over and be like, that was nasty. Because the only time we ever see them eating is when they go to restaurants. Anyways, they in the car upset because they got to drive 35 miles to Angel House from the Airbnb that they staying at. And Monique is talking about how when she hosted the trips, everybody was together. Everybody liked their space. She gave Gizelle and Robin, the people she hated the most, the best room. And I'm like, do y'all not understand why she gave Wendy the room that she gave her then? Anyways, Gizelle and Ashley could have just stayed in Wendy's room because there was plenty of beds down there and there was a bathroom. But Wendy don't be wanting to share. She ain't even want to share with Kiana last season. And honestly, that's a whole nother story, because you wonder why people feel some type of way about you, but then you be saying this other type of stuff. Anyways, Monique is like, well, when I hosted trips, everybody loved it. Everybody did this, that, and the third. Yes, production pays for whatever, but also, like, you be working hand in hand with them so you don't look like a fool with stuff that your name's attached to. And Gizelle is going on about how she hosted her first good trip out of the country, and now everybody need to step up to her standards. Baby, we 10 seasons in, and Monique is talking about how she had hosted several trips, more than you, that was luxury and gave grandiose and that everybody loved. So let's not keep going on about this Nevis trip. Even though everybody loved it, you still was able to put in shade where you could, which was leave stuff off of Stacey stuff, like the monogram robe and the toiletry bag and stuff like that. So let's not even go there. Like, you was rude then and wanted to be shady, and now you're getting your shady payback, especially for somebody who you were trying to get to know better. But then you want to be like, well, I thought you was a catfish, and you look crazy on that picture, especially compared to how you look in real life. So shut up. Like, you want to just sit there and be mad, go there and sit there and be mad, because at this point you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. Then Monique was like, well, let's look on Airbnb and see if there's available stuff closer to where Angel is living at. And they find some homes where they could have stayed and whatnot. And it's like, if it was available, then if y'all got the coin, go on and book it. If not, keep it on the playground. Because as much as y'all want to complain, y'all want to sit here and say it several times, so production can be like, okay, y'all really not happy, we'll go ahead and foot the bill for somewhere else. You're not better than anybody else, like, just because you can find something on Airbnb. Let's go beyond that. So Monique is like, well, I just feel all of this is because she has issues with her husband in her marriage, because I've been there and I know what it's like to be a football wife and have all the attention on them, and now all the attention is on you. And it's just like, that would make sense if this was like Angel's third season and her and Bobby were kind of having problems. But y'all don't even know her like that to even put that on that girl. And Jazzy made a great comment, even though it was in her confessional, and was like, I wouldn't want somebody comparing their ex-husband to my current husband, knowing that that's not their life and you don't even know them like that. Like, get to know this girl before you go in and make your bullheaded assumptions. Like, at this point, you just talking out of your ass and you're projecting, and that's not fair to Angel or Bobby or you, because you don't even know them, and you might just end up looking stupid trying to talk mess about her and her marriage. Like, you don't, like, let's not do that. Especially once they get to the house, Monique is over here smiling and like all up in Bobby's face talking about I know you, we used to talk on the phone when Chris used to talk to you and blah, blah, blah. And Bobby remembers her and it's like, oh yeah, you Monique Samuels. And she's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, now you remember this guy, but just in the car, you was like, I feel like he controlling and he trying to make her do other stuff that she don't want to do. Pick a lane and pick a side, because that's not fair to them. That's not fair to those people. And you wouldn't want people doing that to you, and you didn't want people doing that to you when you were on the show. And I've always been on your side, Monique. But this right here is not a good look for you, especially when you're trying to come back in this space and have this relationship with these women. Let's keep it cute and keep it on the playground, because you didn't like it when Gizelle and Robin was saying all this stuff about your marriage, especially when it came out to be true. So let's not do it to Angel and give her some grace if it is true. And if it's not, you really need to watch what you say, because you putting that on people that you don't even know. They finally get to Angel's home and everybody is like shocked and stunned and giving out compliments where they can. Notice Gizelle ain't said a word, but Ashley brings her some crystals. And if I was Angel, I would have to sage those crystals and cleanse those crystals before I try to use them. And hopefully she knows that, because I wouldn't take nothing from Ashley that I didn't cleanse first, because she don't give me good spirit. Like, she give me, I'm trying to put a spell on you. So no, thank you. Everybody loving the home. The home is beautiful. Like, Angel's home is stunning. I see why it's award winning. Like, everybody loves it. Wendy tried to like not say nothing, but then when she walked in, like, she was the first person to give out a compliment. So you know, Wendy, she gonna love it because she just did $100,000 renovation on her home. So she gonna love a good home, child. Everybody, you know, there wasn't too much negative that you could say about her house.
Family, flowers, I don't know, fireworks. You know, he's that type of guy to Kiara. So I would not be supportive of a relationship.
So they're all having a good time. They're doing the oxygen bar, and Angel introduces them to this group of men. I wish she had introduced them to like other people that were there, like the lady that did her makeup and stuff that looked like that was there, that stayed. Like it was a whole bunch of people that was there. I wish she didn't introduce them to these men, because they were just like sitting there uninterested. You had the one dude smoking the cigar. Nobody got up to stand up. It was so awkward. It was so weird. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it was so cringe. Like, that was so cringe. And it gave, people in the comments were like, it want to play matchmaker. She want to play matchmaker because like she was introducing them and they net worth and this, that, and the third, but then she didn't introduce like the single women. So it's just like weird. It was all weird. I was just like, Angel, no, this right here, never again. Introduce them to like the women, that people that they would get up and stand, people with manners, you know, like this Colorado, if this how Colorado men act, I don't want them. They on the chopping block. Like,
you better talk to her before I do, because I'm hurt her feelings.
How would they act if it was white women? Would they have got up and stood up? Right. And who is Nina? Like, even in the after show, they was like, who are these people? Like, they was looking at us like, okay. But at the same time, like, at the same time, with the same energy Bobby gives them, like disinterested, even though when they first came to the house, he was all welcoming, giving them hugs and, you know, whatever. Bobby probably don't really feel a type of way about these women because they feel a type of way about his wife. And he probably told his friends about that. But at the same time, have manners. Be a gentleman. Stand up. Introduce yourself to these ladies. Like, that was so weird. That was complete opposite from when they had went to the Kentucky Derby or whatever they did in Maryland. Like, that was a complete opposite from how those men were interacting with these ladies versus how these men are. So they all sitting down, eating the food that Angel had provided for them and whatnot. And Monique is like, Angel, this is the energy that I want to see from you. This is a complete 180 from the energy that you gave earlier. And Gizelle agrees. And I'm like, yeah, her energy is lighter. She's been around her people. She got her makeup done, like this, that, and the third. But they want to say her energy is whack because she wanted to confront them about the fact that they had been saying she got evicted and that there was more information out about her, but that nobody wanted to say. And so when she finally asked about that information, they wanted to be like, oh, well, Angel, you just being a whack host because you not staying in the same house as us, and the house is an hour away and it ain't got no water. How would Angel know that it ain't got no water? Like, clearly. And then Gizelle wanted to say, well, we was going to call you earlier because we didn't like the fact that the house was so far away. And then come to find out that it ain't got no water. The minute I found out it didn't have no water, I would have called her because I already would have been feeling some type of way about how far we are. And now it don't have no water. I'm calling you. Hey, girl, the house ain't got no water and we a whole hour and a half away and we trying to get ready for dinner and we going to be smelling like yesterday. I would have been on the phone. Like, no signal, high signal, low signal. Just like you saying high season, low season, middle season. I'm on the phone with you. Hey, girl, the house ain't got no water. What we finna do? Like, can we get a hotel? Like, what's it gonna take? Because I don't want to stay somewhere where that's already far and it ain't got no water. Like, y'all want to make this a big deal. And I would have been made it a big deal. Like, you wanted to wait to confront her at dinner because you knew she would have already had somebody on the way if you would have called her hours ago before y'all was getting ready. Like, make that make sense. So Angel immediately says, I'm sorry about that, and I'm going to make sure that somebody gets out there quickly so y'all don't be without water. Like, that's my bad. That's on me. Clearly, she ain't know nothing about that. Like, nobody want to leave somebody without water because it's other people in this house that I do like. So why would I want them to not have no water just because I want to mess with you? That don't make sense. Anyways, after Angel shuts that down, Gizelle quickly jumps on some other mess. And it's like, so Tia and Stacy, are y'all cool because I made y'all do the sack race knowing that y'all had beef before this, and now I want to know what's going on. Tia's like, I'm really upset that Stacey trying to make it seem like that I lied on her when she was lying on me, and she just be telling these lies. They cut to when Tia met Stacey's husband and then invited them to dinner with Wendy and Eddie, and and Stacey and Timu was like, no, he can't come because he is going to be out of town. And then when they was at dinner with Wendy called Stacey and was like, hey, why you ain't here? And Tia was like, well, you said your husband's gonna be out of town. And Stacey was like, no, I said he was gonna be flying in today. If Tia kept it at that, okay, you're saying two different things. Now we want to bring in the Monique and Chris Samuel stuff, and it's just like, why are we talking about Monique and Chris? This has nothing to do with Stacey and Tia. I agree with Stacey. If the people at the table ain't affected, then why are we keep bringing it up? Because it doesn't even matter at this point, because it has nothing to do with you. And that's fair. It don't got nothing to do with Kiana, Tia, Gizelle, Ashley, like none of them. Why are we still bringing this up? Because that don't got nothing to do with why Tia is upset at Stacey. Tia is upset at Stacey because Timu told Tia that he not going to be at her dinner because he going to be out of town and he not flying in until the next week. And then when they called him at that dinner, Tia said the same thing. And then Stacey said, oh no, we were saying that he was flying in today and that he just didn't want to come. It doesn't matter. That ain't got nothing to do with Monique and Chris. And then we bring up Monique saying that, well, Chris is over here, got his lawyers involved, and now they trying to sue me for defamation. They trying to sue me for defamation because they saying I'm over here saying damaging things about him, and that's not the case. And then they just gloss over it. And I'm just like, who really told Chris or whoever to call Cookie, or who told Chris? Who called Cookie?
Hold on a second. Somebody here did it. Just say it now. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Just open up your mouth. It's out there. I don't care. Appreciate the person who did it. Who did it? None of you guys can open up your mouth.
Because this is a convoluted story that clearly got more to do with whatever's going to be in Monique's book that just got escalated with what she said at that lunch. And now Chris is taking one and making it two. And it's like, hold on now. It's more going on to what she going around here saying about me, which could be fair. But at the same time, this ain't got nothing to do with Tia and Stacey. Like, why are we still going on about Chris and Stacey, whether they dated or not? Nobody, the fans don't care. Gizelle didn't even like Chris. So why does it matter if why does it matter if Stacey messed with him? And who called him? Because that's the root of the issue. Whoever sat here at this table and said that, y'all need to come and step forward, because this junk is just getting out of hand and it's making Stacey look crazy, whether she's really said that junk to him or not.
Hold on a second. Somebody here did it. Just say it now. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Just open up your mouth. It's out there. I don't care. Appreciate the person who did it. Who did it? None of you guys can open up your mouth. Why can't you just man up and say you wrote the note? What are you,
And then y'all also got Monique sitting here looking crazy because now she know that y'all had been talking about this way before she was even brought into the picture of the show. Monique could have went to Nevis because y'all had brought that shit up in Nevis. And it would have been perfect for Monique to be right there, sitting there, for y'all to bring that up. Why Monique couldn't go to Nevis? Y'all talking about bringing Sharice. For what? When Monique gonna be the topic of discussion for all of the season, apparently. Stacey, Chris, and Monique. And Angel, and whether Bobby is abusive or not. Like, y'all brought people on this show to make them look like they're fools. And then y'all the ones just sitting here looking wrinkled and like messy pot stirrers. Get out of here. And notice how Wendy didn't step in and defend Stacey at all during this whole confrontation with Tia, because even though Wendy was one of the main ones inserting herself in the, well, Stacey didn't call Chris because that's my friend and I want to believe her, didn't say nothing until Monique was like, well, somebody had to say something, and Wendy was like, well, who called him? Looking down there at Kiana.
Who wrote the note? You tell.
Why would Kiana have Stacy's number. And if, say it would have been Gizelle calling Sharice, telling her that she seen Monique, and then saying she seen Monique, and that Monique had said all this stuff about Chris, and that Sharice ain't called Cookie or Chris and say this stuff, and then it get back to whoever. Like, the grapevine is plenty. Like, it ain't just one long string. It goes multiple. I don't even know what I'm saying right there. But still, like, games of telephone, anybody could have called. Anybody could have called anybody, and that got back to Chris, and now he mad. So, you can tell Gizelle and Ashley brought in Monique to stick it to Stacy, and that's why they brought up the whole Chris situation, even though they really had no evidence behind it, because they wanted Monique to drag Stacy, and Stacy was just handling it with class. Like, I don't even like Stacy, but she was handling it with class, with Monique saying, I didn't say that about you. And even if she was lying, she was good in her line, was like, I didn't say that, and I hate that for you, and I'm sorry you're going through that, but I ain't say nothing bad about you that would have made him think that you are the one saying this negative stuff about him, whether it's true or not. And everybody was like, well, that's fair. And they over here gobbling up the rest of the food. So Angel let the ladies know what they are about to do the next day, which is hop on a private jet and go to Aspen. Then they're going to go to Kimosabe, which is where all the celebs be at. And then they're going to fly back and be back at the house by 7 so they can have a nice little dinner that the chef is going to cook. I can't wait to see what the chef is going to cook, because that chef throwing down so far. So I'm excited to see what's going to be on the menu the next night. Whole time Gizelle got a sour look on her face, like, I'm just mad because I ain't got no water, which is fair, but it's like, that ain't got nothing to do with Angel. Like, you mad because she ain't staying in the same house with y'all, which I'm just like, I don't know why Angel don't want to stay with them. And she doing a whole lot with that, but like, Gizelle and Wendy just determined to head on this trip because Angel is hosting it, and they don't like Angel, and they want to see that Angel ain't got no money like she trying to say she got, and they both over here sitting piss poor mad because Angel really throwing out the big bucks, and they just mad that the house that they got ain't got no water. It's still a nice house. You just mad because you ain't got a bathroom. And Wendy, I don't know why Wendy mad. Like, the water issue is the water issue, but I really don't know why Wendy mad. She just want to hate because Gizelle is hating. And in order to stick in with the mean girls that you got to be with GNA, then you got to hate with them. So they sitting around the fire after eating, and they talking about doing a pajama night at the house that they staying at. Angel is like, that's cool, because I'm gonna have to check in with Bobby, because instead of going from being with the kids all day, he gonna be with the kids overnight, which is fair. Like, you can't expect anybody that was watching the kids. So Monique is trying to be like, well, that's just a dad being a dad. And even though that is a dad being a dad, like, yeah, you supposed to have your kids 24/7 if need be. If the girl want to check in with them, let her. Like y'all trying to make a mountain out of a molehill on something y'all really don't know. And so she kicked them all out and be like, y'all got to go home. And they like, dang, we got to go home so early. But by the time they get back to the Airbnb, it's pitch black. No wonder Angel wanted to send y'all back so soon, because she already knew it was going to be super dark by the time y'all get there. So y'all might as well go on now, because it's going to be pitch black. Mind you, by the time they do get there, it like literally was pitch black. And remember, she said it'd be bobcats and mountain lions and snakes and stuff. I'd be scared too. And we ain't got no water. And we in the middle of nowhere. Like, girl, this, I would be perturbed. But I would have been told her, like, no, I don't want to stay there. Like, I don't even want to, don't even worry about this. We finna get us a place closer. You cool with that? Boom, boom, boom. I don't like how they kept talking about how bad the house was, but ain't nobody say nothing to Angel. Jazzy was the only one who had a conversation with Angel the next day about what's going on with the house and how they still ain't got no water and whatnot. And then they was like, when the chef came in to make breakfast, he was able to turn the water on so quickly. So I'm like, how easy was it for the water to be turned on where y'all just didn't want to go down there and do it? Like, it's the next morning and the chef is there. Monique is down eating her breakfast. Stacy and Jazzy is excited because Stacy got some water in her room and she can wash her hands and whatnot. And they like, I don't even know what else I can wash. Gizelle and Ashley complaining about how hot it is and how they ain't got no water and how it's a big issue and how Angel ain't contacted them. Now, granted, that is a little bit of bad hosting. She could have called them that morning and been like, hey, like, how's it going? How this, that, and the third is like, the water good? Like, what's going on? But she did. She called Jazzy. And Jazzy was the one telling her, yeah, girl, we still ain't got no water. It's hot up in here. And then Jazzy goes on to tell her about how Monique was talking about her and Bobby and how Bobby is controlling or whatnot. Gizelle come down and be like, yeah, y'all, I'm finna take over this trip because I don't like this house and I'm finding us some accommodations.
Ho, brother, whoa. Now, you got too much dip on your chip.
I don't think that you can qualify to take over the whole trip just because you found a hotel at the Four Seasons. Like, you, first of all, you done said it 15 million times to production that you want to stay somewhere else. I'm pretty sure production got in contact with Angel and was like, hey, they finna stay somewhere else. You're not finna take over the whole trip just because you got a group rate at the Four Seasons. Like, please, let's not do that. Like, I don't know who you think you are, but you're not just because you hosted a good trip for the first time ever in your tenure at Real Housewives of Potomac doesn't mean that you can take over a whole trip. Like, no. Let's let the girl have a bad trip. If the trip gonna be bad, let the trip be bad so we can have something to talk about later. Let's not take over the trip and then be like, well, it's only good because I took it over. Let's see if she can finish it out good if y'all got somewhere else to stay. What more can she do outside of y'all getting somewhere else to stay? Like, y'all will be good once y'all get some running water in the bathroom in your room. That's really all you want. And that's fine. But let's see what else she got planned. Like, you not finna take over this girl trip. I don't like that. So Gizelle was complaining about how she had to take a whole bath. Then you go to Angel house and her, Tia, and Kiana is all washed and pampered. Bobby done made them breakfast, giving them energy drinks, some hydrating drinks for the day, and they ready to go. They over here giving each other pep talks about how the day gonna go. They trying to make Angel feel like Angel feel okay for the fact that the other house is a complete flop. Then they get in the car and Angel is like, she didn't even know that the house still ain't had no water overnight because ain't nobody called her and told her until she had asked Jazzy the next day. And then they showed receipts of her texting Jazzy and how that conversation had went. And if I was Gizelle, you sat there and pouted in that twin bedroom all night and ain't called Angel at all. And then still ain't found no hotel when you talking about I'm finna move us, I'm finna relocate all of us and tell you that you failed miserably. But then you ain't found no hotel, you still ain't found nowhere else for y'all to stay at the time. So you ain't even doing what you allegedly think that you doing because you ain't found nowhere. So let's not even do that.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Then they go up to Stacy's room. Stacy still ain't got no water and they say that it smell like sewage up in there. They talk about how it smell like sewage up in there. I done been around my fair share of septic tanks, and no, I understand not wanting to be in that house no longer, especially if it ain't got no water and y'all ain't bathed in 2 days. I'm ready to get up out of here too. But at the same time, I would have called Angel and been like, Angel, we looking at somewhere else to stay because this house is not it, girl. Like, it ain't working out for us. And that would have been fine. Like, she would have been like, okay, let's definitely getting the refund. Definitely going to contact the homeowners because you got me looking like a flop in front of my ops. Like, I got to say something. Like, I'm getting my money back. And at the same time, let's find y'all somewhere else to stay. Like, come on. So the episode ends with Angel telling Tia and Kiana how Jazzy also told her what Monique has been saying about Bobby and how it seems like a comparison to her and Chris. And Angel is like, let's not even go there. The only similarity that we have is the fact that both our husbands was in the NFL. And that's exactly what Jazzy said to the confessional. And Monique is in the other car like, I clocked that shit when she had stuck her hand up when I told her that her husband should watch the kids regardless. And this, that, and the third. And I just know that you being depleted and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, None of y'all know each other's marriages like that. Like, Monique, we've only seen what you've shown us, and what you shown us from the beginning was that y'all marriage was already a little in shambles. Angel hasn't said nothing negative about Bobby yet. Like, she said he's supportive, he be there for the kids. All she said was she wanted to check in with Bobby and let him know, instead of being gone for this time to this time, I'm also going to be packing my bags and spending the night. Like, I'm sorry that they communicate stuff like that. Like, I don't know why it makes you feel some type of way. So on the next episode, they get to Aspen and they're enjoying themselves. Gizelle still got a sour look on her face until she saw Mauricio, even after they all had the little drinks. Ashley over here talking about he a single man now. And it's like, even though y'all say Stacey the one that got to be watched around people's husbands, Ashley, who need to be watched around people's sons, is also going after other people's ex-husbands. Okay. Like, okay, sure. Then Gizelle tells Angel she got to take over the trip because she had a bad house for them to stay in, which is just like, Gizelle, so you can find a hotel, fine, but you're not finna take over the trip. And of course, let's leave it up to the ladies. These peons that's just gonna follow behind you because they want to be in good graces with you. Of course, Wendy and Ashley and probably Jazzy is gonna say, yeah, let's do what Gizelle say. And of course, Monique, because she want to get in with you. But then, like, why? No, we not finna do that. Like, if you want to take over the trip and split the trip in half and have peons with the new versus the new girls, then sure. But otherwise, just go ahead and get that group rate at the Four Seasons for all y'all and do what Angel had planned for y'all. Because you not being a good anchor, and you in your 10th season that hosted the first good trip that you didn't ever had in this 10th season of you being on the show, you supposed to be the anchor, you supposed to be the glue, and you want to cause a divide amongst who is on the in crowd with you. I'm so tired of Gizelle, and I'm so ready for her to go. Like, at this point, this is where I'm going to get in with my review of the episode. I thought it was a really good episode. I thought Angel has a really good trip planned for the ladies, and I want them to enjoy themselves on this trip. I want them to find somewhere else to stay, because living somewhere with a sewage tank, it's high altitude, it ain't got no water, it's in the middle of nowhere where it be pitch black at night, like it's an hour and a half away. I don't like that. Also, I feel like the food that Angel is going to be serving is going to be delicious. Like, I don't want nobody to hold that against her. I'm excited for what she's going to bring and offer more with this trip. Like, I can't wait to see how this Aspen trip's going to go, especially with Mauricio. Why he even there, I don't even know. Like, that's something. I want to see why Wendy still got her face tooted all up, because so far she's been given nothing but good graces on this trip, and she just want to be mad because Gizelle is mad. I want to know what's going to happen with this whole Monique and Angel situation, and how Monique keeps comparing her stuff to Bobby and Chris, and I don't really like none of that. I really want to see where we're going to go with that, because Monique really need to keep it cute, because she doesn't know Angel and Bobby like that, and for her to be trying to compare her situation to theirs is really absurd. I'm so tired of Ashley. I'm ready for Ashley to go. She gave nothing to this episode but her scrunched up neck and lemon head, and just really tried to give ad-libs here and there. But it really, if this episode had no Ashley, like, Gizelle would have just been mad the whole time, but she at least would have had her own room. Like, honestly, Ashley is just not needed for the show. I like Angel. I want Angel to come back next season. The season ain't even over, but what I'm saying is I like Angel. I didn't, from the first episode to now, she's shown me that, like, I was gonna like her, but, like, she had to grow on me a little bit. Like, she started off slow, but now she's, like, finally getting her footing. I was always an Angel team Angel, though, like, throughout the season, because they was just starting to gang up on her, like, especially in Neva's house. Like, I don't really like the vibes and how y'all just trying to be like, oh, well, Wendy don't like her and Wendy want to be in with Gizelle. Like, the whole Mean Girls, if Gretchen ain't like somebody, then let's not like her. That's basically what it was, and this is what it is. But now, then you got Wendy, who is clearly going through her own situation, Pam, and wants to count everything that pocket watch Angel and like feel some type of way about her because she had came hard at her, but then they doubled down about the catfish situation when it came to the whole 8-piece chicken party. I didn't like that. I thought Wendy was a fool for bringing that one 8-piece family meal box that her kids had ate through. I feel like she could have ordered something and got something down to Publix and ordered like a whole tray or something. Like, if this supposed to be a potluck and y'all, like, this was a sham and y'all swear y'all throw hosts, y'all some good hosts, this, that, and the third. The only good thing Gizelle hosted was that Divas trip. Like, the GNA event ended with a fight. The potluck thing was disgusting. Like, at least Angel fed y'all good and y'all took home to-go trays. Like, let's not do none of that. I'm so tired of Gizelle and this mean girl thing that she trying to do. Like, you're in your 60s. I'm with Bobby. You're almost in your 60s and you doing all this. Like, grow up. For real. I like Tia. I want Tia to be able to go to Angel and let her know, like, I was the one that carried the bone to Gizelle and made her twist her words up and say that you got evicted, because I had no right to even tell her your business, because I was out of line for that. But other than that, I like Tia. I don't know if I like Stacey or not. Like, I want to like Stacey like everybody else, but at the same time, Stacey is just like, she's something. Stacey reminds me a lot of Kenya, and I never liked Kenya, so I want to see where this goes with Stacey. Like, I want to see more of her, but it is what it is with her. And then Jazzy is a friend of, and then Monique has a lot going on that, like, she's coming in more so as a pick-me, like how Wendy did her first season. Now I'm like, Monique, take a step back, because these are the same people that brought bodyguards for you and your husband, the same people that said you were a plight to black women and you making them look bad because you knocking people upside their head when they tell you to drag them, even when you was pregnant. Going up for people that said that you was drinking too much and that's why you had a miscarriage and had gotten that car accident. Like, I would not be trying to be too friendly with all these people. Like, at that point, I would have been like, you know what? It is what it is with y'all. I'm coming in to be new. I'm going to get to know the new women outside of what y'all saying about them. I'm going to hash out what I got to say to y'all with y'all. But at the end of the day, let's move on and move forward. But I ain't finna be all buddy-buddy with y'all either. But that's you. And I guess that's the end of my review. I can't wait to see what's going to happen on the next episode. I'm really looking forward to doing a review. Let me know what you guys think of this review and episode in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to hit that notification bell so you do not miss another video from me anytime I upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.